Natural Bridge, Caverns, San Antonio, Texas. Going down right now into the cave. சுண்ணாம்பு பாறைகளாக உருவாக்கப்பட்ட மேற்றாக உள்ளது. So it's nice and cool here. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Are you guys visiting from somewhere else, or are you from around Texas? From here. Are you guys excited that it's summer? Yeah. Maybe not the temperature though, it's kind of hot outside. Look now, it's It's whitest. So we are not going to go that way today. Instead, we're going to go through our double doors. Once we go through, y'all will notice a change in humidity. Our trails, again, guys, are steep and wet. Please make sure that you are taking slow, small steps and using the handrail. And since we kind of have a big group today, I'll take a moment to talk about the next room. So next room will be St. Mary's Hall, and it is 90 feet below the Natural Bridge. It got its name from the university which the four explorers attended. Ironically, it wasn't discovered by those four explorers or anyone from St. Mary's University for that matter.
First time somebody found out. தண்ணியுடைய அறிவு தாமா. So many thousands of years. Thousands of years.
That's very good.
Okay, going through the cave. Going through the cave almost 200 feet down. Wow, see the beauty of this place. Here, amazing formation.
Colorful of Amma.
Yeah.
Some color is going on.
See the amazing quality. And the light arrangements are all good, so we can easily see there. They're going too fast, I think. You want to see?
Yeah. இன்னும் ஃபார்ம் ஆகிட்டு தான் இருக்கு.
Yeah, it keeps it.
இந்த வேவ் மட்டும் இவங்க உடச்சி வைப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
சுண்ணாம்பு பறையாது.
சுண்ணாம்பு பறையா? சுண்ணாம்பு பறையால் உருவாக்கப்பட்டது. இந்த இது வந்து ரொம்ப நேரவாக இருக்கு. It's very narrow. Let's see. It's beautiful. Natural wonders. Natural wonders. So going down slow. Below.
Once again, as y'all make your way on down, feel free to grab a seat on any of the benches or the wall right here. And here are man-made, so y'all can sit on that as well.
No lights here.
For today, the ones lit up now are called dripstones, and they form from dripping water. The ones growing from the ceiling down are called stalactites because they hold on tight to the ceiling, and the ones growing from the ground up are called stalagmites because they might reach the ceiling one day or they might not. If a stalagmite does reach the ceiling or a stalactite reaches the bottom, or if they meet in the middle, then they will form a column. Now these hair-like structures growing from the ceiling down, these are a special sort of stalactite called soda straws. Now the reason that we call them soda straws is because the calcite deposits in a ring and it creates a hollowed center much like a straw. Now along this wall over here we have flow stones, which are formed by flowing water as opposed to dripping water. The stuff along the wall that kind of looks like pinched Play-Doh is called a cave ribbon. When a cave ribbon comes out a little bit further from the wall, we call it a cave curtain. And when a cave curtain reaches all the way to the ground, we call it a cave drapery. Now a little bit about how these formations are formed. As it rains, that rainwater seeps into the soil where it picks up carbon dioxide from decaying plants and animals, and this forms a weak carbonic acid, which I like to think of as a disgusting soda water. That soda water then goes into the limestone where it dissolves out calcium, and as it reaches the atmosphere of the cave, it has a chemical reaction, releasing more carbon dioxide and having that calcium crystallize into a mineral called calcite. That calcite then deposits on the sediment, and over time it starts
Going to the next room. Sorry, I forgot to ask your name.
Sydney.
Sydney, thank you, Sydney. Yes. Wow, this is amazing. You have to take pictures from here. Doing
It's going steep down.
yeah.
Okay.
Way down another 80 more feet.
See the water? Crystal clear. What is it? Okay.
And that goes more than 1,000 steps down, but you go through elevator,
Okay.
you don't need to walk that much.
So beautiful. Amazing sight.
कुछ कुछ है लेकिन
Wala harga barang ya mula deh. Kuci ya dia. Amazing sight here. You can see the
Alright,
natural
everyone, the river
water
that we're
formation.
standing right now is called Sherwood Forest,
Can-
and right now we are 180 people of the Natural Bridge. Now on y'all's way down, you pass the second largest column of our cave system. Our totem pole is 32 feet tall and 8 inches in diameter. Now these tall formations right over here are called broomstick stalagmites, and they form from a steady stream of water hitting the same place over and over and over again. Now they usually get to be pretty tall, but they're usually not much wider than about an inch. And these ones will grow a little bit faster than a cubic inch for every 100 years because of the amount of rainfall it gets. Now the four explorers thought that these formations back here kind of resemble treetops and tree trunks, so they called this place Sherwood Forest after the fairy tale Robin Hood. Now in the last room I got to tell y'all about how formations were made, and in this room I get to tell y'all about how caves are made. So 120 to 140 million years ago, Texas was covered by a shallow warm seawater, and as plants and animals would die, they would settle to the bottom, creating layers. Eventually, these layers compacted into the sedimentary rock that we know as limestone. Now fast forward to 20 million years ago, and seismic activity like earthquakes caused joints or cracks to form in the ceiling, which allowed for that water to seep in and carve out the cave. Now eventually that water line receded into the Glen Rose aquifer beneath us, and the caverns filled with air. And after that, the slow dripping of water over time started for our formations to grow. Do y'all have any questions? Now if y'all look to the wall behind you, you'll notice that it has a bunch of tiny little holes in it. Now these holes are called trace fossils, and when Texas was covered by seawater, sea animals would burrow into the sediment there, leaving them behind. Now after they left, they did refill with sediment, but it was less dense than the rest of the stuff around it, so when the water came to carve out the cave, it was also much easier for it to carve out these little holes too. Now something interesting about our caves is they were created during the Cretaceous time period, which is around the same time that dinosaurs were around. So we're trying to go to the Jurassic Park movie. They lied to you, but it is Cretaceous Park. Do you guys have any questions while we're waiting?
Okay. தண்ணி ஊற்றி ஊற்றி போகிறதா வந்து எவ்வளோ அழகாக இருக்குது. ஐஸ் தண்ணி இன்னும் ஊற்றிக்கிட்டே இருக்குது. ஸோ இது ஏறக்குறைய 200-300 மில்லியன் வருடங்களாக இருக்கிறதாக சொல்கிறாங்க வரலாற்று அறிஞர்கள். more than 200-300 million years water dripping water going through this place. இது தொடர்ந்தாப்புல இன்னும் கால்சியம் இருக்கிறதுனால இன்னும் அந்த இது ஃபார்ம் ஆகிட்டே இருக்குது. இது அழகாக அப்படியே குச்சி போல் வந்துக்கிட்டே இருக்குது பாருங்கள். இது வளர்ந்துக்கிட்டே இருக்குது. ஸோ keeps growing as the waterfalls on that top. It keeps forming new one. Length is extended.
Pensé que era ahí.
இங்கேருந்து எடுங்க, சூப்பராக இருக்கும். ஒரு செல்ஃபி அங்கிட்ட எடுங்களேன் அங்கேருந்து. ஆமாம் சார், எப்படிலாம் எடுக்க முடியாதுண்ணா எப்படி.
Castle of the White Yams.
Now once you're done in this part, come and join me in the center and I'll tell you a little bit more about it.
Mount of the landlord, king's throne. அழகாக இருக்குது. King's throne. King's throne. சைடில் எல்லாம் நடந்து போகிறது போல் அழகாக செஞ்சுருக்காங்க. இது 1960 தான் இந்த இடம் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. இது ஒரு ப்ரைவேட்டுடைய ஒரு ஃபேமிலிக்கு சொந்தமான இடம். வந்து தண்ணி மேலேருந்து தண்ணிக்குள்ளுக்கு பூந்து பல 100 வருடங்கள் telling around 200 to 300 million years தண்ணி மேலேருந்து ஊற்றி அப்படியே ட்ரிப் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணி இந்த கால்சியம் பில்லர்ஸ் எல்லாம் உருவாக்கியிருக்கு. சுண்ணாம்பு இல்லை உருவாக்கப்பட்டது. Amazing sight. This is located in San Antonio, Texas. We have myself, Mathias, and the parallel branches. We just came here. இது வந்து combo package. We have ரெண்டு எடுத்திருக்கோம். We have taken combo package. So first tour is 75 minutes, and the tour second will start at 2:15. Look at that. பொட்டு வச்சு கொண்டாடி இருப்பாங்க. Wow, this is beautiful. I have to go faster because my battery is going down.
Crushed by falling rocks or knocked off the ceiling from the shifting of the walls. And judging by the size of these formations right over here, I'd say that we'd probably be good for another 15 minutes. That was a joke, guys. This room is the most stable room, and it's probably the safest place to be if there ever is an earthquake. Now, I usually get asked about how old our formations are. So there are two methods we have for dating formations. There is relative dating, where experts can come in and say, oh, this formation is older than this one. And then there's absolute dating, which relies on the fact that all radioactive elements decay at a fixed rate. So once a formation is considered dead, or once it is no longer growing, they can take a sample of that, send it to a lab, where they test for radioactive elements like uranium, and based on those levels, they can accurately determine an age. Do y'all have any questions? Alright, if you guys have any questions,
அழகாக இருக்குது. நாங்கள் மேலே போயிட்டே இருக்கோம். ரைட் போவோம். நிற்கக்கூடாது, போயிட்டே இருக்கணும். வீடியோ ஒவ்வொரு ஆங்கிள்லேயும் திரும்பி பார்க்கும்போது சூப்பராக இருக்குது. சாயந்தரம் தனியாக வரணும் நம்ம மட்டும்.
Yeah, we'll come when it is closed. After closing, we'll come.
தனியாக இருக்கணும்.
After closing, light எல்லாம் அங்கே பிடி விட்டுருவோம்.
That's because of the yellow dark. This one formation, little darker in color. That's why they kept it Friday. That's the reason she said. திரும்ப வரணுமா? அந்த ரெண்டு ஒன்று தானே? இங்கிட்டு ஒன்று போகுது இல்லை, அந்த ரோட்டு போகாமல் போகிறோம்.
அதுவும் மேலே தான் போகுது, சுற்றி போகும்.
natural cabin tour.
Alrighty folks, well welcome in everyone. Now we are about 60 feet below the surface currently in the very first room that our explorers discovered. Now about y'all, but let's shed a little bit of light on a room that's been dark for millions of years. Or about 15 minutes since the last tour came through here. Everyone, welcome to the Jeremy room. Now folks, as y'all look around here, you'll see that this room is highly decorated with formations on the walls, the ceiling, and even the floor. Now the scientific name for all of these formations are called speleothems. Now the two most popular speleothems I'm sure you all heard of are stalactites and stalagmites. Now we actually have both of those formations in this very room. Let me show them to you guys. So first up, here on the ceiling, we have stalactites. These are formations that grow from the ceiling towards the floor. Now you can remember that these are called stalactites because they hang on tightly to the ceiling. Next up, across the way there, we have stalagmites. Those are formations that grow from the floor towards the ceiling, and these you can remember because they might reach the ceiling one day. Now all of these formations you see here are extremely unique looking, but they actually all have one thing in common. That's how they're created. They're created through a process called calcite deposition. Now that's a big word, but let me walk you guys through it. It pretty much all starts with water. Now as water makes its way through the atmosphere and the soil above our heads, it picks up carbon dioxide from these areas, making this water slightly acidic. Now the slightly acidic water will continue to move through the soil until it eventually reaches live.
Going through the steps. Almost 180 feet, 180 feet deep down. Okay.
That is correct, sir. So folks, as you make your way down these stairs, if you look right here, you will see the exit of that fourth well shaft. This is again that well shaft our explorers first entered through, and so about y'all, it looks pretty tight to me. I'm sure it wasn't very comfortable. Right?
It was very thin.
Wow. Wow. Came through that hole.
Yeah.
Good.
So when this was discovered, the guys came through that hole. Here is this one. For water portal, earlier the photo எடுத்திருக்காங்க.
Oh, where that is actually touching and
Yes, sir. That little yellow blinking light there, that little spiky thing is called helictite, and we call it the pinfish.
those things are the wavy things when I was in the Sonora cabins, they call those bacon strips.
Yes, sir. Actually, there is cave bacon. We have some really good examples of it further in the cave that I'll make sure to show
Do
you
we have
guys.
any butterflies out there like they have in Sonora?
We do not actually. That butterfly is an extremely rare formation. We actually haven't found anything like that right yet. But it is the same creation as it's had to be a helictite, like we saw back there. But it's a special helictite that had a lot longer to grow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, guys, so y'all go ahead and pass me up here. You can go all the way down to the end of this little railing way there. Yeah, right around there, wherever y'all like. Just want you guys to have a good view.
Yeah. Always like that concrete down here.
Alrighty, folks. Well, welcome, guys. So we're now at the bottom of the Jeremy room. Now, if y'all look back up into our Jeremy room, you can kind of see just how large this room really is.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the ceiling there, you might notice the ceiling is flat and almost ovular shaped. Y'all kind of see that happening there? Well, we call that ceiling a breakout dome. Now, that just means something happened here called collapse modification, meaning at one point the ceiling was extremely low, but then due to tectonic activity, the ceiling collapsed layer by layer until it finally formed a stable layer at the very top. Now, all of these rocks here that fell down from the roof we call breakdown. And as you can see, we have very large formations growing on top of them, meaning that most likely these formations were extremely
Let's look at this beauty inside.
Make wax.
So there.
Yeah, make wax, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, right? Only going deeper. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, folks, this
பெரிய பெரிய மெழுகுவர்த்தி போல அப்படி நிக்குது. பெரிய பெரிய மெழுகுவர்த்தி போல.
Yeah.
We call them broomstick stalagmites. Now, since you guys are such a small group, we have some time to burn, so I'll give you guys some more extra information about this cavern. Now, whenever our explorers first entered through inside of the Jeremy room, they actually made it to this point and tried to go beyond the broom closet, but they then found the formations created a wall where they couldn't go any further. So, at first they thought it was
This good point.
yeah, eventually, yeah, maybe a few 100,000 years, maybe it'll be connected. We'll be long gone, that's for sure.
Yes, yes.
If you're ever gonna go to college, I just take the elevator down and back up.
Is that ready?
Y'all, yeah. Y'all can have a seat wherever y'all like. If you would like to, guys, just since you're so small, the best spot probably if you want to sit along this one might be a little better. Because you're gonna be looking over on
The
this
opposite
other
side.
So that might be a little better. The best spot, really, is right there. Awesome, you guys. Just a little bit of a hint. Alrighty, folks. Well, coming up next to you guys is going to be a part of the cave tour that we actually neglected to let you guys know about. That is the roller coaster. No, I'm kidding. They gotta feel like it, right? No, but the part I'm telling you guys about is that here momentarily we will experience a brief moment of total darkness. That is here for about 2 to 3 seconds, not very long. We'll turn off every single light in this cavern so y'all can experience how dark it was in here when our explorers first came through here. Now, folks, just like this, there's a couple of rules about total darkness. If you guys have your phones, you can go ahead and lock them and put them away for me. If you don't want to watch that light up sometimes, please cover it. We want to eliminate any forms of light that we have on our body, just so that we can eliminate any lights. Even the smallest light can be pretty noticeable. But also, folks, there's a couple more rules. If y'all are sitting, it's always too loud. What lights come on? Let's just go. That'd be funny. But everyone, welcome in, you guys. This is called the Cathedral Room. Now, folks, as you can see, it's very beautiful, and obviously that was pretty dark. So that was again the total darkness. That's what our explorers saw when they first came through here. Now, as you can see, guys, we have all of these really beautiful formations here that we're able to find with our new LED lights that we put in here. So as you can see, we have all these beautiful colors. So let me explain to you guys what some of these colors mean. Now, the more lighter creams and whites that y'all see there, that's going to be more pure calcite, meaning that as the water traveled through the limestone, it went through less amounts of organic material as it made its way into this room. Now, the more darker oranges and tans that you see there is going to be less pure calcite, meaning that as the water made its way through, it traveled through larger amounts of organic material, making it that coloration. Now, folks, also, while you're just sitting here around, right, if we're super quiet, we might be able to hear a weird sound. That weird ticking sound, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you guys what that is. That's coming from that guy right there. That's going to be a plastic plate with a glass plate on top of it. That's actually an experiment that's being conducted by the students here at the University of Texas of Austin. Now, what they're doing there is that they're collecting samples of the formation. Some are very small, some are even microscopic, like we have here with springtails and lions. Now, folks, a lot of these animals are completely blind due to the fact that there's no light around here normally. And so they have learned to survive with only their sight, their touch, and their hearing. This is a different kind of slender was not one that we saw. Those are the albino ones. Those are the slender-legged ones. We'll just have both of them here.
Cameras all of this out, this hotel?
Yes, this area is was the only spot that we had to do like the most renovation when it comes to this. And they get us to the other side of that cavern. Alright, you guys. So, welcome into this next room, folks. So as you see, this room is pretty large and void of formations. So it's kind of motivation to give us the name of this room. Everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to the ballroom. Now, folks, as the name entails, we are pretty lacking in formations. I'm going to tell you guys why this room is so lacking in formations. Mainly because directly above this is actually an example of that breakout dome that I showed you back in the Jeremy room. But directly above this breakout dome, we have a layer of limestone called non-permeable limestone, or dolomitic limestone is a scientific term. That's just
very good.
Yeah, very professionally given there. சரி வெளியே போனா திருப்பி உள்ள வர முடியாது இல்ல இது உள்ள இது வெளியே தாண்டிட்டாக்க உள்ள திருப்பி வர முடியாது அப்படியா ஓகே
Almost reaching.
அப்படியே ஒரு கேவ்ல ஃபுல்லா நேரா இறங்குறோம் நம்ம அது வந்து கொஞ்சம் வாக்கிங் இது வந்து நேரா உள்ள போயிட்டு அப்படியே மேலே ஏறுறதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்
Yeah, same.
ஸோ இப்போ ஒன்றும் கஷ்டம் தெரியாது ஏறும்போது
Super.
Yes, some kind of things are melting and forming.
Dear friends, what a difference can a drop of water make? You have seen the amazing result of the drop of waters in this natural bridge, Caverns, San Antonio. Amazing wonders, natural wonders. Just 180 feet down the ground, all these limestones, how it came into birth. We have seen that. And praise God for this beautiful, beautiful universe. May God bless you. Thank you for watching this video. A simple act of love, simple act of mercy, simple act of kindness can make a huge difference. God bless you. I am Father John Peter.